Welcome, everyone, to Game 3 of the first round of the Western Conference playoffs on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They took 2 big steps forward on the road, winning both those first 2 games. Now they come back home with a 2-0 lead already in their pocket.
And this has been a one-sided series so far, and not in the way we even expected. I mean, what a position to be in. Get 2 wins on the road, now you're coming home already up 2-0 with a chance to put a stranglehold on the series.
You've got to get that one to go. Leonard. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Russell into the front court. Just getting started in Game 3. Down low, Towns. Karl Anthony Towns missed his first. That one goes.
Old school equals high percentage.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard to Beverly. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Karl Anthony Towns able to recover with the block. Not that time.
Oh, I like that. You got the defense rotating from side to side. They're even recovering late, but still you got to make that one.
Russell with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Has a look. The screen sets him up for 2.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
Nothing going here on that drive. Leonard to George. And it's Minnesota's rebound. To Russell. Beverly into the front court. They trail by 2. And he finishes at the rim.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Short jumper won't go down. Clippers have the basketball. Beverly to Leonard. And a chance coming up at the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Montrezl Harrell has got 2 shots coming. Numbers not in his favor. 61% for his career. First try at the line, no good. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Teague with the basketball. They trail by 1. Bad pass there. Clippers have it. Leonard to Beverly. Leonard. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Here's Leonard for 2. T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor. Knocked loose. Clippers have it. Beverly into the front court. His team up by 1. Leonard. To Beverly. And the rebound taken in by the T-Wolves. Bamute to Towns. Short jumper misses. Beverly into the front court. Leads 1. Kawhi Leonard. Rebound taken down by Vonleh. Runner here won't go down. To Beverly. Ah, the monster stuff.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Karl-Anthony Towns. 2:04 now. Long key from three-quarters court. That's the end of one here in game number 3. Jay and I back with more after this. This is the first round of the West playoffs on EA Sports. Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Well defended. Shot no good. If there was anyone else, they'd be back on the bench for taking that shot. Minnesota with the basketball. T to Bamute. Probing the defense. Here comes the screen. From long range. Won't go for Bamute. Defense was all over him. Leonard to Beverly. And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of
them. Patrick Beverly at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. Misses the first. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Napier with the basketball. 10-6 our score. Jeff Teague. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Williams. Surveys the floor. Leonard. For 3. Not that time. He missed it. Teague with it up top. The score 10-8. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Working hard on the glass. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle. Now a timeout here for the Timberwolves as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Russell with a shot, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Leonard. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Russell. Ah, missed it. How'd that not go down? George, guarded by Jeff Teague. Nice finish at the rim. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Here comes the screen. To Russell. Fires the 3. D'Angelo Russell is going to get 3 shots here. Shoots it at 75% for his career. And he connects on the first free throw. Second of 3 is good. Knocks down all 3 at the line. George to Marcus Morris. Beverly to Marcus Morris. For 3, no good. Russell into the front court. Down 6. Nothing going here on that drive. Russell. To Towns. Karl Anthony Towns. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. It's LA Clippers ball. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Beverly to Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. Leonard. Textbook defense. To Russell. Has a chance and scores on the step back.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Desperation shot here from half court. So the two teams will head to the locker room as we reach the break here in game number 3. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Clippers entered the locker room with a comfortable lead. And they've been showing off some excellent shooting. And it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Timberwolves are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring.
The one-round NBA playoffs 2020 games and highlights coming up next.
Game track. Steals.
The Minnesota Timberwolves have already given up a number of steals in this game, and that's indicative of a careless attitude. That must be corrected immediately if they want to have a chance to win this game. The problem started early, and it didn't improve in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard is providing all of the evidence needed to show that rebounding starts with positioning. You don't need to be the strongest man on the court to have a chance at a rebound. Of course, it doesn't hurt if you're the strongest man out there.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard to Beverly. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Paul George, 4-2. That's no good.
And, Ed, that's what you see this defense doing. They're capitalizing on the momentum gained from getting a multitude of stops defensively.
Jordan Bell with the dunk. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Leonard to Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. And the rebound for Towns. Teague with the basketball. His guys down 3. Shot clock winding down. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just does everything so well. An all-around, very good player. Offensively, can knock down that shot, but better known for being a 3-and-D type wing who's a lockdown defender.
Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Teague with it up top. His group now down 2. Screen coming. T to Towns. Kawhi Leonard pins it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Leonard to Beverly. Trying to cash in. Wide open look. Won't go. Karl Anthony Towns. Huge block. The Timberwolves have the basketball.
Game 2 Sacramento Kings
big
2-6
finish at the
Denver
rim.
Nuggets
If you
4-0
didn't
final.
dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Probing the defense. Leonard to Marcus Morris. Looks to make a move. Beverly to George. Paul George. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Here comes the screen. They get it down for Towns. Able to convert inside.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Leonard to Paul George. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. Karl Anthony Towns. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size. But in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Jordan Bell rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
T. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Slam down. Karl Anthony Towns on the follow.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game.
Game 2 Utah Jazz 5-7 Houston Rockets 4-4 final.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Leonard to George. Kawhi Leonard defended by Towns. Here's a chance from long range and knocks it down.
Well, that change is inevitable. And one of the things that continues to fascinate me about this game, usually when you see a good three-point shooting team, their shoulders are squared to the basket. That's no longer the case in today's game. These guys are off balance, they're moving different ways, yet they still have extreme shot-making ability.
And he's going to the line to shoot 2. Karl Anthony Towns. Couple of free throws on the way. A career 83% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And he makes them both. Clippers have the basketball. Leonard misses with 3 seconds left. That ends the third quarter. It's the Timberwolves in front. The Wolves with the basketballs. We start the fourth quarter, and they were able to flip the script in the third because, remember, Jay, they trailed at the break.
Yeah, but if they come out here in the fourth quarter and they think about protecting that lead, that is the wrong mindset. You don't want to protect anything. You want to go after it and hunt it. That's how you really get a win.
The Wolves down to 4 on the shot clock. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Minnesota at the controls. Deep two there, won't go.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
George, guarded by Towns. Nothing going here on that drive. Paul George, he's 3 for 7.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Scores from the post.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Nothing going here on that drive. George to Leonard. The jab step opens up space to knock down the jumper.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Russell with it up top. His guys now down by a point. To Towns. Nothing going here on that drive. Good on the layup.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Paul George to Leonard. Has a look. Shot for Leonard, no good. To Towns, down low. Good.
Game 2
Off a spin.
Portland Trailblazers 3-5 Los Angeles Lakers 5-1
Get
final.
a tub of popcorn and just enjoy the show because that's what you're watching right now.
Kawhi Leonard, defended by Towns. George to Leonard. Doesn't get the bounce. The follow won't go either. Russell into the front court. Up by 3. Bell. Napier, tough matchup against George. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Leonard to Paul George. Leonard to Marcus Morris. George, that's how you defend.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. Paul George to Leonard. To George. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Leonard knocks it down and the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
It never would have been a foul if you didn't give him space. Your job defensively is to stay attached to him at all times. Force him to put the ball on the ground and drive and make a shot over the trees below.
Kawhi Leonard with a chance at a 4-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. You can count that one a 4-point play. It's Minnesota basketball. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Shabazz Napier has got 2 shots coming for his career 80% at the line. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws. Now the Clippers call a timeout. It's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more chance to stop the clock before the buzzer sounds. George matched up with the former Wildcat. To Leonard. Shot from the lane won't go.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go up 2 legs and expect the contact.
Knocks down the first. For 2 on that trip. Timeout called here by the Clippers. They'll need a quick shot and then likely a quick foul in what is now a 2-possession game. Here's Leonard for 2. Gets a look. Can't hit. Now an intentional foul, and they get it with 9 seconds remaining.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. That misses with 3 seconds left. It's a victory for the Timberwolves. They've taken a commanding lead in this best-of-7 series. 3 games to none. 1 victory left. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Timberwolves added a win with today's solid victory. And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Clippers put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Check out the leading scores for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. Field goals.
The Minnesota Timberwolves were tough to beat today considering how well they shot the ball. It's easy to frustrate your opponent when even their best defensive effort doesn't translate into a lead, or more importantly, a win.
Player of the game.
Karl Anthony Towns blocked plenty of shots, but the stat you don't see is how often he forced opposing shooters into tough shots that resulted in misses.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this?
Game
Except that
3
he missed the
Minnesota
title of this
Timberwolves
segment.
4-4 Los
was
Angeles
definitely cold
Clippers
in this game.
3-7 final.
We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.
First-round action in the Western Conference playoffs continues with Game 4 here on EA Sports. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They lead this series 2-1 with a chance to get a step closer to moving on at home in Game 4.
And this has been a back-and-forth seesaw kind of series. It's had a little bit of everything, though. But I think Game 4 is where the rubber starts to meet the road. This is where the intensity really starts to pick up, and I think we'll see that tonight.
To Russell. Here's a chance from long range. Slam down. Karl Anthony Towns on the follow.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
To Beverly. Trying to cash in. Morris with a shot, no good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
I'm a little bit disappointed in the celebration right there, Ed. I mean, live your best life. I want to see a little bit more passion on the next play.
Karl Anthony Towns, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Old school equals high percentage.
Beverly into the front court. We're just underway in game number 4. Kawhi Leonard against Jordan Bell. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Russell with it up top. He'll run the offense. To Towns, down low. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
To Marcus Morris. Here comes the screen. Beverly. Karl Anthony Towns snatching it out of the air.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Russell. Towns. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just does everything so well. An all-around, very good player. Offensively, can knock down that shot, but better known for being a 3-and-D type wing who's a lockdown defender.
Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
They get it down for Towns. Karl Anthony Towns. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Baseline drive. The screen sets him up for 2.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Minnesota with the basketball. Russell to Towns. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Leonard to Beverly. They'll get it down to Leonard. Can't connect. Jordan Bell against Paul George. To Towns. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Leonard to Williams. Down low for Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, 3 for 4. Good start.
Woo, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Teague with the basketball. Just under a minute to go in what's been a hotly contested first quarter. Down low Towns. Able to convert inside.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Leonard. Won't go. Teague with it up top. They can go 2 for 1 if they hurry. To Towns. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it. Has a look. Williams' shot won't go. Free throws coming up.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
JaMychal Green at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 76% from the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. Goes reverse to lay it in. Deep 3 at the buzzer. We're 1 quarter down in Game 4. Jay and I back with more after this. This is the first round of the West playoffs on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Williams across the timeline. They trail by 7. Nothing going here on that drive. Now a pass stolen by the Timberwolves.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
To Teague. Five to shoot for Minnesota. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And he scores. Ye took a big step, but they'll count the bucket.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
T. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Harkless to Marcus Morris. Has a chance. Missed that one. The defender was all over him.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything, that's why shots aren't dropping.
Williams into the front court. Down 5. To Marcus Morris. Williams all the way, but his shot stays out.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
To Harkless. The pass set it all up.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Now whistle, as Minnesota's going to take the timeout, as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Changes coming from both sides right now. Teague against Paul George. Now a drive, but the shot won't fall.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
To Marcus Morris. They'll get it down to Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, 4 out of 7.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
It's Minnesota basketball. To Teague. Screen coming. Teague against George. Goes to the right side. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Kawhi Leonard, guarded by Jeff Teague. To the rim, lays it up and in.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here comes the screen. Teague. And scores. Strong take.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Beverly into the front court. Down 3. To Leonard. Beverly to Leonard. Trying to cash in. Shot by Leonard won't go. From long range. Can't go down. Smothering defense. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
Knocks down the first. So he hits the first, misses the second. Russell into the front court. The margin is 2. Halftime on the horizon. Jordan Bell with the dunk.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Leonard to George. Down low for Leonard. L.A. with 4 to shoot. Karl Anthony Towns tips it. The pass taken away by the Clippers. We reached halftime here in Game 4. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Timberwolves will start the second half with a decent lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Clippers would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers.
First half stats. Player of the half.
Karl Anthony Towns showed off his timing and athleticism with a lot of blocks. The defense he put on display requires the kind of effort that fans love to see from their team. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Leonard to Marcus Morris. Screen coming. George, defended by Bell. Paul George. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Russell. To Towns. Marcus Morris sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Beverly into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Russell with it up top. Looking to make something happen. To Towns. Montrezl Harrell pins it. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers.
When I saw this team come out and warm up, everybody looked focused. They looked into the game before the game even started. I saw a completely different team at halftime. Guys were coasting around. Guys were talking to girls in the stands. Guys were playing around with the ball boys. They weren't focused, and it's showing up right now in the second half.
To Russell. Has a look. Shot by Bell, no good. Beverly into the front court. Tie game, third quarter. Nice pass to set things up.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of that.
Here comes the screen. Russell. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Deep 2 there. Won't go.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
From the outside, no good.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
D'Angelo Russell. Now that's a contest. Knocked loose. Taken by the Wolves. Russell. Marcus Morris. Huge block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Driving right to the basket. Here comes the screen. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Paul George. Not a good pass there. T-Wolves have it.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Here comes the screen. To Russell. Fires the 3. Can't fault the defense. D'Angelo Russell hits.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Beverly to George. Working the outside to Leonard. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. The follow won't go either. To Russell. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Wide open look won't go. George to Beverly. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard matched up with the former Wildcat. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket. Deep 3 at the buzzer. We've reached the end of the quarter. The Timberwolves have the lead. The Wolves with the basketballs. We start the 4th quarter, and you have to figure they like this spot they're in, entering the quarter with the lead on the road.
Yeah, but Ed, I disagree. As a player, I'm not really worried about how big the lead is right now. I'm worried about what kind of energy we're going to enter the 4th quarter with, more importantly.
To Beverly. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Patrick Beverly. T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor. Bell to Towns. Down low. Able to convert inside.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Williams across the timeline. The deficit now up to 5. Bell's shot won't go. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Williams shakes free and hits.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Russell into the front court. Lead is 2. Here comes the screen. Russell, deep left corner. Down low Bell. From the painted area, won't go down.
And I know this is an off day for him, but still, that serves as no excuse for you not to give any effort on the defensive end. Here's a trick. If you get yourself engaged defensively, that can at times help you offensively.
Here comes the screen. Leonard to Williams. The Clippers with 4 to shoot. Williams, no good. That's great defense. To Towns. And count the basket.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Now the Clippers call a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
The difference is going to be the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Paul George to Marcus Morris. To Russell. George with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Not that time. Teague with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. And scores. Karl Anthony Towns with the finish.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Williams. You've got to get that one to go. Russell with it up top. Up by 6. To Teague. Towns to Teague. For 3. Jeff Teague on an island. Takes advantage and hits the trifecta.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch. But great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
To Marcus Morris. Oh, old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go. Finally, shoot your shot.
Now a timeout here for the Timberwolves. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one remaining. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Russell. To Towns. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
George, defended by Towns. Shot from the lane won't go. Minnesota at the controls. Surveys the floor to Russell. Here comes the screen. Russell. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Just enough of a head fake to help on that one. It's a victory for the Timberwolves. They've seized control of the 7-game series as they run out to a 3-1 lead. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA Playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Timberwolves got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And the defensive intensity made all of the difference. They were committed to staying aggressive, forcing turnovers, and being disruptive on their way to victory. The Clippers didn't lose big, but it wasn't exactly close either. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Minnesota Timberwolves were able to stretch the defense because of how effectively they were scoring from long range. The opposition couldn't make the necessary adjustments and now have to settle with a loss.
Player of the game.
Karl Anthony Towns gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. one.
Game 4 Minnesota Timberwolves 4-3 Los Angeles Clippers 3-6 final.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.